Well, Africa's largest hydroelectric project, the Grand Renaissance Dam in Ethiopia, has been inaugurated. The dam is a massive engineering project that has been under construction for over a decade. Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed and regional leaders attended the inauguration ceremony. The dam is meant to double Ethiopia's electricity output and help supply power to millions. The dam has long been controversial, facing pushback from Ethiopia's neighbours along the Blue Nile River. It promises an energy revolution for the country, but for more than a decade it has also been a source of deep tensions with nearby Egypt and Sudan, which are downstream from Ethiopia, and fear the negative consequences from the mega dam.
Ethiopia's dam is a project of historic proportions. At more than 145 metres high and stretching nearly 2 kilometres across the Blue Nile River, it's not just Africa's largest hydroelectric dam, it's one of the biggest in the world. The government promised it would transform the economy and the lives of the population.
What we are essentially doing is to meet our electricity demands from one of the cleanest source of energy. We cannot afford to continue keeping more than 65 million of our people in the dark.
But since its conception and the start of construction in 2011, it has been dogged by controversy. Egypt and Sudan both rejected an initial deal to start building the dam over fears that it would threaten their water supplies. Egypt, for one, depends on the Nile for 97% of its water and has repeatedly described the dam as an existential threat. Despite efforts over the last decade to defuse tensions, Egypt's president has always been clear about the stakes.
You will develop and grow, and I am with you. But beware that in Egypt, the people live only on the water that comes from this river.
Over the last 5 years, Ethiopia has begun filling the dam despite the lack of agreement with its downstream neighbours. And in 2022, for the first time, started generating electricity. The Prime Minister said the dam would eventually provide power for the estimated 45% of Ethiopians currently with no access to electricity, and also in future allow the country to become Africa's biggest exporter of energy. He also tried once again to reassure Ethiopia's neighbours.
As you can see, this water will generate energy while flowing as it previously flowed to Sudan and Egypt.
For many in Ethiopia, the dam has also become a source of national pride, especially as it was reportedly financed largely by Ethiopia itself without significant outside funding. Yet despite the upside for Ethiopians, critics fear the tensions, with Egypt in particular, could spill over into something bigger.
Well, Moses Chrispus Okello is a senior researcher at the Institute for Security Studies in Addis Ababa. His work focuses on conflict resolution and regional security. Welcome to DW. Before we dive into the problems the dam has caused, let's first recognise what this mega project means, if we could. How significant is it for Ethiopia?
Thanks for having me. For Ethiopia, this is a monumental project. It's a dam that not only promises to transform the lives of approximately 120 million people, it's a dam that also holds a great significance symbolically, in the sense that it was domestically funded. So the psychological impact of this undertaking alone is grave. Throughout the whole week, leading up to today, the news in Ethiopia has really been about this dam. I mean, this just demonstrates the extent to which the dam will not only change Ethiopia's profile economically, but also the extent to which it is able to galvanize the population in the country politically. So this is, for Ethiopia, indeed a history-changing moment. You could say that between today on September 9th, 2025, there was an Ethiopia before and an Ethiopia after.
Moses, we've heard in that report that the dam has raised concerns about water security for Ethiopia's neighbours, Sudan and Egypt. How justified are these concerns?
Yes, indeed. From the very beginning of the construction of this dam, water security for Egypt, primarily and secondarily Sudan, have been a major concern. Egypt, that as you correctly say, depends on the Nile for 90% or so of its freshwater sources, believes that the dam will reduce the amount of flow of water that goes down to Cairo and further on to Alexandria. So this is a big concern for Egypt. But Egypt also has another concern in the sense that the Nile also is a symbolic natural resource that politically holds the country together. So the Nile is both a source of water and also a source of identity for Egypt. For Sudan, on the other hand, Sudan floods every year about May to September timeframe, and the Nile, the God, therefore, has two different meanings for them. On the one hand, there's a belief that it might help control the flooding in Khartoum, but on the other, there's a fear that should the God have a fault of any sort, then Khartoum will be flooding. So both Egypt have concerns. Ethiopia has attempted to assuage these concerns, arguing that the engineering fit that the God is has safeguards that are able to manage the flow of water. So whether that is true indeed is something that has to be seen going forward. But all the sides in this entanglement believe in their positions, and that's where the tensions and the disagreement between Egypt, Sudan, and Ethiopia come from.
Yeah, part of your field of expertise is conflict resolution. I wonder how much does historical mistrust and regional politics affect negotiations and the viewpoints of what this dam's going to bring?
Yeah, I mean, the disagreements over the construction of the dam have never changed. From 2011, when the first stone was put on the ground, to date. So 15 years down the road, and we're still arguing about the same thing, whether the dam will reduce the water flow, or whether the dam should be used by another country for its economic benefits. So this is not one of those solutions that those problems that are easy to address. So today the dam has been complete. It's a fait accompli, but the issues remain. I do not, in my mind, foresee Ethiopia compromising on the core operation of the dam, which is now what both Khartoum and Cairo are demanding. They believe that now is a national, is a sovereign issue that cannot be compromised on. So going forward, our belief is that these three countries will continue disagreeing about this dam, and perhaps also fueled by other concerns, geopolitical as well as hegemony concerns, that will then carry them for years on end as neighbors that disagree. Right. Whether they resolve this or not is speculative.
This is Chrispus Okello from the Institute for Security Studies in Addis Ababa. It's been great to get your input. Thanks so much.
Thank you for having me.